Well, my name is Caroline Poynton, and I'll have to record Jeff Taylor today because of YouTube. I'm not copyrighting, I'm paying attention. By the way, because the paying attention part is the fact that these people have just said they want to smuggle themselves out of the UK. Why would anyone want to smuggle themselves out of the UK? Well, I'll go back to the nuclear weapon that I've been saying all along. That's now been dropped off to the UK. All the way from the Chambers Islands. Yay! And now that's why you'd like to smuggle yourself back out, because there'll be no evacuation when it does really happen. When they really
tree for the French border.
decide to fucking blow us up. Yay!
Hello there.
Hi there.
Well, this is a great
No
victory for the immigration policy of Keir Starmer and his Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood, isn't it?
Mahmood, because she puts in the
Because UK officials have managed to intercept 23 Bangladeshi nationals and stop them from crossing the English Channel. How fantastic is that? And 5 people have been arrested and
they decided to smuggle themselves out in England. Now they can smuggle themselves out of England, which is, I've said all along.
Sing the English Channel. How fantastic is that? And 5 people have been arrested and charged by the National Crime Agency, the NCA. And what a victory. Border Force works. So why is it not splashed across the press with images of a beaming Prime Minister? Well, because the only thing that removes the icing from the cake here is that the 23 Bangladeshis were trying to smuggle their way out of the UK.
Why?
Not into it.
No!
So it makes it a huge victory for the French Border Force, who didn't actually have to do anything.
Yeah.
And a huge victory for our woke, Marxist, open borders mob, because it proves to them that the UK border is open only where incoming newcomers are involved, but it is closed to immigrants who would be deported or who actually want to get out of the country.
Yeah, why?
It's bad optics if those that come for a better life end up trying to escape, you know.
Yeah, so if you try to escape the UK, then you're going to be arrested. Why would they want to do that? I'll tell you why. Nuclear weapon! Nuclear bomb! There is no evacuation! Like I've already said before. I have. So I fucking have. No, yeah. It was on the Chambers Islands. I was in Iran. Well, India. And everywhere else. Pakistan. Iran. Possibly Palestine. It could have been made in Palestine and Ukraine. Who knows? It was meant to go into Ukraine. But the plans were fucked up. They had to take it off the Chambers Islands, this nuclear bomb. So they did. Transported through all the countries. India, Pakistan, that's why they went to war for a bit. Iran, this, that, the other. Probably, like I say, Palestine, who knows. Iraq, maybe not for Iraq, who knows. And basically, because of Trump, they've been trying to hide Macron and our leaders have been trying to hide a nuclear weapon that they've built. Yeah. And basically they tried to put it on, well, it was on Greenland. They were going to put it into the middle of the ocean where Donald Trump put the boat in. Where Donald Trump put the ship in the middle of the ocean where the Southern Irish Sea is. That's where they're going to put the bomb. That's where they should have built the fucking oil refinery, the bastards. After the war, the other oil refinery they should have built. That's where they're going to hide this bomb or blow it up, maybe. and Donald Trump's put a stop to it. It's on Greenland, so they can't take it through to anywhere through Ireland or anywhere because Donald Trump put a stop to that. You can't take it anywhere because they've all put a stop to everything. So now, the only last place that could drop that bomber is the fucking UK. And that's why they're escaping. There it is.
But get this. Of the 23 potential Channel passengers...
Here we go.
So it makes it a huge victory for the French border force.
Not huge victory for no one. For the French, yeah. So we don't have to blow up fucking France, we can blow up in England instead.
Hello there.
Hello there, mate.
Well, this is a great victory for the immigration policy of Keir Starmer and his Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood, isn't it? Because UK officials have managed to intercept 23 Bangladeshi nationals and stop them from crossing the English Channel.
No, it doesn't.
How fantastic is that? And 5 people have been arrested and charged by the National Crime Agency, the NCA. And what a victory. Border Force works. So why is it not splashed across the press with images of a beaming Prime Minister? Well, because the only thing that removes the icing from the cake here is that the 23 Bangladeshis were trying to smuggle their way out of the UK, not into it.
I was going to kidnap them and
so
smuggle
it
them
makes
out
it a huge victory for the French border force, who didn't actually have to do anything, and a huge victory for our woke, Marxist, open borders mob, because it proves to them that the UK border is open only where incoming newcomers are involved, but it is closed to immigrants who would be deported or who actually want to get out of the country.
Yeah.
It's bad optics if those that come for a better life end up trying to escape, you know.
Yeah.
But get this, of the 23 potential Channel passengers, only 1 was arrested. All the others were legally in the UK, so they were released. Despite being prepared, it seems to me, to violate our border without valid travel documentation and permission. I'm still wondering if that is still a crime or not. Now, according to GB News, 3 taxi drivers were arrested over this on suspicion of facilitating illegal immigration. Or should that be illegal emigration?
Emigration,
And 1
illegal
Romanian lorry driver was also arrested, and the suspected ringleader, Shuhal Ahmed, based in New Cross, South East London, was also arrested, and 30 grand in cash was seized from his abode. Anyway, if they had got to France, I bet Keir Starmer would either have taken them back or would have taken another 23 to replace them from France. What do you think? It's all a bit ridiculous, isn't it, really, that story? I mean, how come we're so obsessive about the border, about people getting out, but we don't actually care if they get in? You know, it's just ridiculous, really. So, I'm just trying to see if anyone's...
I'll tell you why,
Richard
because
is washing his hair.
they don't want to leave.
Yes,
There's no
I've got a big
evacuation.
one. It says Richard is washing his hair. I'm
why?
not sure about that. He may well be, but he hasn't got much of it, so it wouldn't take him long, just like it doesn't take me long. Yes. Oh, and here's a good comment as well. Rwanda is taking us to court for pulling out of our contract we had with them, which was actually a treaty. 50 million they want. Well, Starmer will probably throw them 250 million with a bit, just to make it a bit sweet for them, so they won't come back for more.
And then call us all.
Yeah, I don't know. Hello everyone, that says Petra Staplehurst. Thank you very much, and hello there, Jeff, and hello back to you as well. Ooh, did they smuggle some shekels out, says Lord Viking Live. I don't know about that, they didn't get there though, did they? They didn't get very far. Because they were going out, they were instantaneously stopped. They were tracked all the way, we knew all about it. Funny how we don't know anything about the ones trying to get in, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there, yes. Yes, in the immortal words of Victor Meldrew, says David Lewis, Victor Meldrew, one foot in the grave. I don't believe it. No, not at all. No, why? I just find it absolutely amazing. And now we have Keir Starmer asking China for help to stop the boats. Because, funny old thing, all the boats and all the engines and everything else on the planet come to it is manufactured in China.
Exactly.
So what he's hoping is we can stop the supply chain of all this lot right at source. The trouble is, I don't think he understands supply chains. There are lots of people in a supply chain, and if you want to get hold of things without anyone knowing, you do it via some other person. You don't buy it directly from China, do you? And they're not going to dirty and sully their hands with that lot. Oh, here we go. Let me just have a look. I think we have a visitor here. Let's bung him in, shall we? Here we go. Hello, Richard.
Hello. Sorry, I missed everything you just said. Sorry, I've only managed to get him. Where were we? What's going on?
Where were we? Well, we were talking about this ridiculous situation where 23 Bangladeshis were trying to cross the channel, and they got stopped by our border force and by our police force. But the trouble is they were trying to get out of the UK, not into it. So it seems to be one of those things, doesn't it? It happened a couple of years ago, exactly the same. A group trying to get out was stopped. No one ever tries to stop them coming in, which is a bit strange now. Yes.
But we have to keep them here. I mean, they've got to be, I'm surprised that they weren't sort of, picked up and then said, okay, sorry, you're trying to leave the United Kingdom. Would you like to stay in a 5-star hotel? Would you like a spa treatment with that? I mean, that's the way that's the way that this country is geared up. I'm sorry, I don't see anything else other than that. We have a United Kingdom that is hell-bent on just rewarding people who wish to, to remain here and not to leave here.
As far as I understand it, these
can I leave
Bangladeshis were here on
I don't want to fucking be here. I didn't want to be born here.
And the visas may be running out, as I understand it. One of them had run out because one of them was arrested and 22 were sent home because they were here legally. I don't know if it's a crime to try and get through a border without proper documentation. I thought it was, but obviously not. The police have let them go. And if it's not, an offence, why were they arresting the taxi drivers and the lorry driver and all the rest of it? All seems a bit strange to me, Maybe they want these people to stay. I bet you anything you like, they get extensions on all their visas.
Why do they want to stay?
Yeah, almost certainly.
Yeah. Why do they want them here then?
So, yeah.
Maybe that's the plan.
No,
maybe
that's it.
Maybe they've discovered a way to extend their visas, and that's to simply...
If you want to leave,
just try and leave the country. What a great idea, actually, Jeff. I think
they're not putting that against somebody's will. If you want to leave, you can leave.
Watching this, Jeff, because otherwise people might be getting ideas. How to extend your visa.
Ones that want to stay and the artist wants to get rid of.
Yeah, while you were away, Richard, someone talked about you off to wash your hair and someone said, oh, that's a nice blow dry. Thank you, Capricorn Moon.
Well, that's the usual plan.
Thank you very much indeed. Yes, I think, yes. I've watched all three of them,
Okay, now.
Yes. Planned dystopia, says Geo Neo, and also from balls to all. So the UK is now a gulag. Well, it is in some ways, isn't it? It's just getting ridiculous. Either we prosecute these people or we don't. I just find it absolutely unbelievable. People trying to break out of the country and we arrest them.
Well, but that shows how bad things are in Britain. Sorry, that shows how terrible things are in Britain.
That's a good point, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's so bad, I wonder if France are going to grant them asylum. That's the question I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think they'll be putting them... Do you think the French will be putting them up in 4 or 5-star hotels then, when they cross over the channel? Yeah.
They must do. Otherwise, people wouldn't be trying to escape from us, would they?
No, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So, I just find it strange, as I said. The minimum is a 3-star hotel, according to the documentation that Rupert Lowe has seen. Put it out in a tweet where he said that according to this, they've got to have a minimum of 3-star hotel. And someone said, well, that doesn't mean anything. That's just basic. That's just a basic hotel. Yeah. I think there's 5 stars, isn't there? 1 to 5. 3 is in the middle. I get that sort of thing.
I think they were looking at
unless there aren't any 1 and 2 anymore.
Yeah, what they were probably talking about 3-star. They're probably talking about 3-star Michelin guide. That's what they're probably thinking.
That's all right. Yeah.
3 rosettes.
Yes. Minimum they can go with it.
Yeah.
You probably set that up.
The minimum they can
Make me feel
experience.
guilty and demand a bit more.
Dearie me.
Yes, I know. It's just ridiculous, really, isn't it? And now we have Nigel Farage talking about not doing mass deportations because he says it's actually impossible to do so.
Yeah.
And this has surprised a lot of people. We're sort of,
it's fucking mad.
What is going on? What is reform actually going to do? And what I'll do is I'll just play you the quick clip that I called on Twitter earlier on. And here it is.
People need to go, don't they? And by saying that you don't support mass deportations.
I say I support mass deportations, that's all anybody will talk about for the next 20 years. So it's pointless even going there.
So
it's a political impossibility to deport hundreds of thousands of people. We simply can't do it.
So there you go. We can't do it. It's impossible. So what is he actually saying?
Sorry, come on now, Jeff. That's a bit unfair, isn't it, really? At the end of the day, this is the man who's going to change Britain. This is the man that everyone's put their faith in, who's going to sort this situation out in the United Kingdom. He's the man at the end of the day. Everyone's praying for reform to become the next government. And this is why I've had a lot of doubts about reform for a long time. As I said, the only thing we can ever expect from reform is an incremental improvement in a few things, but don't expect that's to be an actual reverse in migration. Oh, no. I spoke today to a friend of the channel. I won't name names, but he was one of the few people, and a political party leader, and one of the few people in this country who is talking sense when it comes to how to deal with this country. One of the very few. And I'll be speaking a bit more on that again in another video. But things are not as they seem, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at Reform UK. You think you're going to get this political powerhouse coming in that will sort all our problems out. Yeah. Okay. Well, he's already said he's more left-wing than the Tories, Farage. Okay. There's no way of deporting hundreds of thousands of people. Well, that's what he said. This is quite an old interview, I believe. But he said that that's the lay of the land, and that's what we have to remember. We cannot be going forward thinking like, with all the best will in the world, we want Labour never to get in. We don't want a coalition of the left. We don't want the Greens in. Yeah, but what is the best? No, what is the best we can hope for? What is it? What are we expecting from Farage? Really think about it. Maybe freedom of speech might be a little bit better. The only thing I think he'd actually do is probably bring smoking back in pubs, and that's about it. Jeff?
Yeah, he might well do that. Now that'll upset a few people. Now Philip Hawke says, was watching Martin Daubney before. These smugglers are already 2 steps ahead. They've already stopped using cheap Chinese outboards. All the ones seized in a compound in Kent are higher end. So that tells me that the reason Keir went out there and talked about this to the Chinese was because he knew it was already impossible to do if they weren't that much involved. This is a typical lawyer's way round things. This is how government, you know when they say we're going to close a tax loophole to catch lots of rich people in, the only reason they're going to close that loophole is because they've invented a new loophole. That's all it means.
We are talking about the illegal immigrants.
Now Nigel Farage and that little statement has upset a lot of the Patriots, who just see this as another politician deciding that the status quo of mass migration must continue.
Then nobody can
And
come
at some
through to England
stage,
from
someone
there.
has to take a stand, though.
And we have to make a stand
And
from
no
France
mass
to England and Europe.
deportations means at the end of the day, if we don't do mass deportations, at the end of the day,
that's not going to work, is it?
the inevitable result will be that we have to have mass illegal immigrant amnesties. We just have to say, you're all in, come forward, you won't be arrested, you'll be given a house, you'll be given money, you'll be set up for life, don't worry. That's what will have to happen unless we get rid of all the illegals and we find them and we deport them.
Yeah.
And if that happens, if we did do that amnesty, it would be the strongest, most powerful illegal migrant out there. It would absolutely pull them in. The people traffickers would be all over this and be able to hike their prices as demand would go through the roof. And this would be happening after another few years of mass inward migration, making the whole amnesty situation even worse than it is now.
And that's why Nigel Farage won't do
If you think the country is unrecognisable now, you just wait for the next few years.
What I've already said, when he's closed
By
the
the time
borders,
Starmer and his crowd has finished, I don't think there'll be anything left.
no, and he's let them bastard borders.
But the question is this Nigel Farage doing what he said he would do?
No.
And lead Reform UK to the left of the Tories, as Richard said. That's what he said would end up happening. Would that in fact make his party acceptable to those who back mass inward migration?
No.
Because they know he won't reverse it.
No.
Is Farage hoping for a spread
I don't
of
give a
votes
fuck.
from
I
them
want
too? Does he think that he's going to
deportation.
get loads of votes from the right
We
who want to do one thing
We
and
want
from the left who want
deportation
something
to
else
all
to
these
happen?
illegal
Is he
immigrants
trying
and
to
the criminals out of our
mash it all
jails.
together?
We need to build a
Because if
jail
he
in
is, I
somewhere.
don't think he's going to appeal to either side in the end. And is he just following in the Tory footsteps of Boris of the Wave? That's another question I have. Is he just doing the Tory thing because he's always been a Tory and always will be a Tory
outside
in
the
the same
country, we need to mass
He needs to answer some of
deportation.
these questions.
Now we need to mass deportation of all these illegal immigrants.
It's
not about
upsetting
full race,
a
it's
lot
about the illegal
of people.
immigrants.
And
And the
just want to
people in
say
the
to Right
jails.
Nothing, thank you. Hundreds
Then-
of thousands, Mr. Farage.
Then
Obama deported over a million
then
in
we
the
can
US,
start
and
with the
he's
people that
terrible.
should be
Yeah, and Trump's doing the same sort
deported
of thing.
and
And the
so
whole
on,
of the left
so
wing is all
forth. The
over
people that
right. I
should
think
be in
that's
jail can then
maybe
go to jail,
what's,
we've got room.
Giving
The
Farage
people that should be in the hotels
who
can go
knows?
to the hotels and we can
And
deport them.
Carl
and so
on the
on,
League
so
100.
forth.
Thank you very much. It's about Advance UK because Ben Habib is a real leader for our country, not Nigel Farage. I do tend to agree there. Although I must admit, Nick Tanconi of UKIP has got a bit of steel about him.
It's an
And
operation
you can see it
of
when he talks.
Yeah.
And I think that we
Closing
need a
the
bit
borders
of
in France.
a bit
I
of
know,
stiff rock up
operation
the
in
spine
Europe
in some
massively.
cases. So yeah,
Not
so
just
it's
English,
like
Europe.
we'd like to see a bit
It'll be
of
France, Europe,
bit
England.
of spice coming from there, and maybe
Massive
Nick
clean-up
Tanconi,
operation.
Ben Habib, and Rupert Lowe, as we've said before, and Andrew Bridgen as well. Andrew Bridgen put is a quick one, but I wasn't going to talk about because I only received the tweet just before I came online.
I would
He's
say
done
we
a
could
tweet
bung all these
about Jed
people.
Wood, and he
Back
said
into
that a
Palestine
judge
and back
received a
into
letter
Ukraine.
the other day. He didn't say where from. He said he got a letter, and the next day
Well, I
his
don't
resignation was in, and he says there's a few more to follow. And I thought, this is interesting. I'm going to have to take a bit of a closer look at this one.
Well,
So there you
Vladimir
go.
Putin down. Let's build a big jail in
so
fucking
lots
Ukraine.
of people have their doubts about Nigel.
There's
and,
some space. Palestine's got
Gerard
space to
Vaughan
build a
says,
massive
"Arrested on
fucking
what
jail
charge? Not having their
underground.
passport stamped. Now that's an
Well,
interesting
yeah.
thing.
Well, that's interesting.
These
yeah.
Bangladeshis, as we said during that piece, they came across to the country legally with visas, the whole works, and they are still right now in the country legally. So one assumes they were carrying their passports when they got picked up
Yeah,
to go to France.
yeah,
I don't know. Or were
Yeah.
they going to ditch them in the Oggin on the way across?
yeah.
Who knows? But that is very, very interesting point there.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just doing a bit of
Yeah.
research.
So they
You
wasn't
carry on, mate,
illegal,
carry on.
they
I'm just
were
doing some
allowed.
research.
Sure, yeah.
Well,
If
they might have been
that's
illegal in the
research,
first
that's
place, we don't
probably-
know.
Thank you, sorry.
Yeah. He's reading the Beano again, really, but there you go.
The Beano.
Jane B says 3-star hotels are basic, but our veterans don't even get offered a 2-star hotel to
No.
house them. Our soldiers get given the street. Yeah, absolutely, and that's exactly where
Yeah.
the homeless end up. You see, other people can make themselves homeless by arriving here and get given the works. Anyone who is deemed to have made themselves homeless in this country just gets thrown out. Get away, go away. You're obviously a failure. We don't want to know you.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Now,
Yeah.
one thing is,
Everybody like me gets
do you
called a
remember when the
failure.
Batley teacher got
We don't want to know.
got basically ostracised by a whole school and a community because they showed a picture of the prophet to some school children. Do you remember the Batley teacher?
Yeah.
Went into hiding. The accommodation he was offered, not up to standard as far as was concerned. I saw a tweet with it where he was meant to go, and it was right in the middle of a Islamic area, in a dive basically. You can live in there, and I thought, this is ridiculous. It's not his fault. He's not broken any British laws, Anyway, that sort of made me a little bit, yeah. And as someone said, it's all about Hotel California. You're in and you're staying here. We're not letting you out. That should be a bit of a worrying thing, shouldn't it?
You can
So,
check
yeah.
out any time, but you can never leave. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah.
Now, Keir Starmer, he loves the European Union, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Wants us back in, so do all his cohorts. They'll obey every single thing that the European Union does. They want to get in there and pray at the altar of Brussels and all the rest of it. But not this time. The European Union is going to take the lead on this particular subject, and for once a pro-EU lefty government is not going to follow suit. And to what am I referring? No, not to some internal market or customs union rule on geranium seeds. No, the EU is set to proscribe the Iranian regime's hoodlums, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. That real indicator of how peaceful hardcore Islamism isn't. So yes, the European Union is the one that's going to proscribe the people that caused all the protests in Iran. They're going to proscribe, and that was, I believe, is happening today. So it will be putting the IRGC on its banned list.
And what about
That's an
the
EU
UK?
account. I mean, I'm coming to that.
Oh, good.
I'm coming to that.
I'm fuming.
Yeah, we'll be putting the IRGC on its banned list at an EU Council of Ministers meeting very shortly. And this has actually been made possible because Macron's government made a volte-face by saying that basically they've got to give the Iranian people the backing. And the French Foreign Minister, Jean-Noël Barrot, saying that the unbearable repression of the peaceful uprising of the Iranian people just cannot go unanswered. And also that the extraordinary courage the Iranian people have shown in the face of the blind violence unleashed upon them can never be in vain. And of course, proscribing the IRGC will also be followed with sanctions against its top people who probably are very rich, actually, just like Hamas and all the rest of it, where all the rich people lived in Qatar and had big hotels, and all the rest of it. And it's about time too. But why is Starmer holding back from following suit? Yes, he's not going to do that. I mean, he's always right up the EU's jacks on everything else, isn't he? Why not this? Is it because he knows that the pro-Pali mob in the UK rely on the Iranian regime and its thugs in the IRGC to provide support and funding for their cause of destroying Israel? Is he going to lose votes if he proscribes the IRGC? Well, I can't think what else it could be, although the UK answer is that if we proscribe the IRGC, the Iranian regime would shut down the UK embassy in Tehran, so robbing British and US intelligence of its eyes and ears on the ground in Iran. But the Telegraph reports that Shaheen Gabadi of the National Council of Resistance of Iran, and he said, now is time for the UK to immediately proscribe the IRGC in its entirety as a terrorist organisation. Nothing can justify any more delay. And I do agree with him, I really do. I think it's time to do that. What do you reckon, Richard?
We've got a bit of breaking news, to be honest. I don't know if it's breaking your end, maybe. I've been thinking, you never know what's breaking with Jeff. He's probably going, I'm already prepared to cover that, I'm going to do that next. So, no, but anyway, here we go. Vladimir Putin agrees ceasefire over Ukrainian cities. And this is in the Telegraph. Russian president will stop all attacks for a week, Donald Trump says. It's also being covered in GB News. Let's go to GB News for a little look on this one, if I can. Yes, Donald Trump announces Ukraine ceasefire after promise from Putin to halt all attacks. Wow. Just wow. I pray that this is true, and I hope this isn't a bluff by Putin. This is wonderful news if this is the case.
I quite like Vladimir Putin. Better start
anyway. Have a think on this for a second, okay? So Trump will have done some. He's already done some incredible things. He softened a very tense situation, incidentally, with Venezuela. He sorted out a few problems with Azerbaijan and Armenia. He sorted out a few problems between Pakistan and India. And now it looks like maybe he has brokered a deal with Ukraine, helped broker a deal with Ukraine and Russia. I mean, this would be fantastic. And there's only one thing left, as we were just talking about there, Jeff, and that's Iran. That is the last piece of the puzzle, to be honest with you. Oh, okay, if you can sort something out with China and Taiwan and North Korea and South Korea, I think it is at that point in time, we make him world leader. Oh, wait, hang on.
But can you just go through that again? It's only for a week, isn't it?
Yes, but a week. This is something. This is something. To be honest with you, when we've had nothing for so long, there's been absolutely zero impact in negotiations upon any form of peace, any kind of potential peace, just a ceasefire. But at least we've got a ceasefire, Jeff. And that's what I'll say. A ceasefire is better than nothing. I'll take that.
It's a ceasefire. Yeah, it's a ceasefire from hitting the cities, yes?
Yes.
Not just a general ceasefire. Because the news coming out today was also that Russia is advancing far slower than any battle that happened in the First World War in the trenches. Is going really slowly for them. So maybe, I mean, at the end of the day, this is what the war leaders do. We'll have a treaty, we'll have a rest. Quick, boys, get making tanks, bring them up to the front line. We'll get ready for the next push. So you have to be very careful with these people. Lee says Farage, that's snake oil salesman. Evening, gents, and evening to you too.
Good evening, Lee. Yeah. And good evening, chat, to all our regulars. How are you? God bless you all. And welcome to the most unpredictable, most dangerous, hottest live stream podcast in the UK. Because you have no idea what's coming next.
I think.
Exactly. Look at it.
What's coming next, mate? I really think that
if Mohammed Kia Ping Starmer facilitates the
Rupert Lowe and Ben
takeover
Lee
of
can't get
Britain,
this
I
together,
hope
then
he knows that the US won't take it lying down.
I don't know what other option we have.
Most of the IRGC in Britain, which, believe it or not, if it happened, it just would not surprise me one bit.
And it's
or did he
Nick
make
from
a detour
UK.
on the way back and drop off in Tirana?
Well, I
and
want
bring
Nick,
stuff back with him on his
Ben
aeroplane?
Leviev,
You just wonder about that guy,
Rupert
don't you?
Lowe together.
But the thing
with
is
Tommy
that
Robinson.
right now we need to ban the IRGC. Just do it. And if we get
That's what I
thrown
want
out the
together.
embassy and unless Keir Starmer's hoping that
And that's
we'll
what
have
I'm
the
hoping, and
embassy
I'm hoping
functioning
that
on
will
the
be
ground
the ultimate
when
together.
the IRGC is defeated.
Well, they need to
and the
be
new
together
regime
though.
comes
With
in.
this, they need to be together.
The new regime will
If
only
they
be
can't
interested
be
in thanking
together,
Donald
then
Trump,
there is
I
no
think.
go.
Yeah, so does it matter
That
if
one.
our embassy isn't there? I
That's
really
my
don't
wish.
know. Yeah, Advance UK and UKIP should come together.
That's
says
my
we
first
are one.
one.
Yeah, good. I'd like.
Let's just let me give you
Rupert Lowe
another
in
one
there
just
as well.
in case that
And as I
falls and that's
said,
not happening. Yep. Let me give you another one.
Andrew
You've got three
Bridges as
different.
well.
You've got three
Well,
different
that is
types
my
of
best
leaders,
wish.
though.
My next one.
Between UKIP,
Yeah, and I've
Rupert
just
Lowe
said
and Ben Habib.
I've just mentioned all that.
Store, I should say. And
I've just said that.
You have three different types of leader. And let's be honest about this.
I have just said that, and unless they can't get it together
cool
with Tommy Robson, then
operator, very decent man, Ben Habib.
I don't.
Yeah, fantastic.
I mean, Ben
You've
Habib's
got
gone
the
with
powerhouse that
Tommy
is
Robinson.
Rupert Lowe.
So we
Getting
need
more
Rupert
done
Lowe to go
in
with Tommy Robinson. We
Parliament
need
than any
Nick to go with
other
Tommy Robinson. We need them
Politician for the past, I
to
don't
be
know,
together.
20, 30
I've
years
said.
at least. He's like a political party in his
Yeah.
own right, with all the things
It
he's been
doesn't matter
doing.
what they're doing in their own rights, mate, or
Astonishing.
whatever. They're all astonishing, and that's what we
And
need
then you
all
have
them
Nick
together.
Tanconi,
Yeah,
who I must say I do have an incredible soft spot for him, and
Yeah.
the
thank you.
way that he's approached a few things. I've
Now
been
you're
listening to a few
saying
things that
all
Nick
of
has said
everything
of
I've
late,
just said.
in a few interviews and podcasts, and I go, my goodness, don't underestimate this man.
No.
You know, I don't even think he's come into his own yet. He's still a young man, relatively.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean he's naive, because he's far from naive. He's not stupid.
No,
And there's a lot more to Nick Tanconi than
he's a good
meets
man.
the eye, and I think that
Very
in a
powerful.
few years' time, that will become, well, maybe not in a few years' time, maybe sooner, but that's going to become more than apparent very shortly, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I caught Nick Tanconi on one of these Twitter video things.
And I've just said
yesterday.
I want
I just stumbled
Nick,
across
Rupert,
it.
and Ben
And I sat and
Habib.
listened, and he was
with
talking
Tommy
to
Robinson.
Calvin Robinson. And the things that he was saying, and you're going, yeah, there's a lot here.
I did say so
There is a
away
lot
from me
here. He's
and
got a lot to
Liz
offer.
Trust.
I would
I did
just
say
say to
that.
you, don't,
Yeah, I did.
don't take my word for it. Just go and have a listen. 5 minutes. Just go and find one of his videos. Just go and find one of his stuff on.
But
Just
the
go and
three
listen
people
for
I
5
wanted
minutes
straight away
to
was
what
Nick
he's saying.
and
you might well go,
bet
yeah,
it'll be
actually, that's
a
very
Rupert one.
interesting. He's got a lot of good stuff
with
to
Tommy
say.
Robinson.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah,
could get that
absolutely.
together,
And
then
he's, oh, by the way, we have to make mention
maybe
here of
that'll be a chance.
the
It
rebranded
could
UKIP.
be.
I noticed that video came out today. I think it
could
was.
be a chance.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Astonishing. It's great. A lot of people initially went, oh, that's the Iron Cross. I'm thinking, no, that's a very,
If they get that
very
together, it could be a
ancient
chance.
cross, that is. That's been used there. It's been used in, good grief, it's been used in churches and as a symbol of Christianity for that specific
With a bit of
cross
backup
in
from
Britain for well, I think it's
our
been
other
prior to
friends.
the 10th century.
the other friends
So
that
when people say,
Tommy
oh, that's a
Robinson
German
hasn't
cross,
been.
that means you're just stupid if that's what you think. Well, generally, you're just stupid. You know, that's it.
Half
Oh,
my
but
friends,
what were the
but-
connotations? Most people have connotations when they
Well,
see a
I
German
mean,
cross
the
like
friends
that.
of
They
the
think of the
country, I
Nazis.
mean,
What, even though that cross, the
obviously,
speaking of the Iron Cross, German Iron Cross,
if they want to
happened
start for England and
to
helping them,
predate
then
World War II
that's
and
the
was
friends
used
of
in
the
World War
country.
One. Okay, let's just, I'm
Those
prior to
friends
that.
of
Let's just
everyone
forget
there.
that. Forget
I
that.
don't know
No,
the person.
it's a Nazi
I
symbol.
don't
That's
know
all
how
that
these
some people have
people
been saying. And it's like, no, it's
I don't know you two
victorious.
from. I don't know
It's
you
the
two
same
men
thing
from
as
Adam,
Victoria
but I
Cross.
feel like I
It's a
know them.
Victoria symbol. It's on the crown. His Majesty, sorry, whatever
You
they
feel
are.
like you know them in a
Crown
way.
has got the same cross on it.
Mm.
I mean, and it predates the use of any such like crosses like the Maltese cross. You know, it predates the use of it from things like the Order of St. John. You know, this is an ancient symbol, a very ancient symbol of Christianity. And I think, well done, Nick. You know, goodness gracious me. You know, they've pulled together. He's played a blinder here. He really has. I mean, you know, he said, look, it's a Christian. These are Christian symbols. This is a Christian party. If you're a Christian, this is the political party for you. I'm going, okay, that's bloody interesting. That's very interesting, and people should start taking note of this. And again, this is the beauty of UKIP. This is what UKIP's doing. I mean, you've got Advance holding Reform's feet to the fire. Well, who's holding Advance's feet to the fire? You know, we need Christianity to be at the heart of everything that's going on. And yeah, this is multi-layered, and hopefully there will be a coming together of the right people with the right person in charge. As Nick said in an interview, I watched the Paul Forbes channel.
I want them all together. I want Ben Libby, Rupert Lowe, Nick together with Tommy Robinson.
I can't remember the full question, but the reply was when referencing things like, Nick, Rupert Lowe and Ben Habib.
Tommy Robinson is very important to this part.
Who's the man? And he's spot on. Let's face it. Who is the man? Who is
the
leader?
He might not be political, but you might need to be political now.
And give everybody what they want. We have got the United Kingdom.
He might need to come over to the political side now.
The United Kingdom movement is not as fractured as you think. It's a broad church, but I will say Tommy has mostly pulled that together.
Tommy Robinson, thank you.
You were involved in the formation, believe it or not. You were there to start with much of this.
And I have said you, I want you as well.
Starting.
And I've said Mara too, I've said a few people.
You've got cohesiveness there, but who's going to pull this all together?
So I have. That's what I'm trying to say.
Because you've got so many different factions at the moment vying for power. But who are you going to get behind? Who is the man? And I'm like,
This is what I'm saying. Who is the people?
Yeah, a lot to be thought on here. And I don't think anybody should be complacent. I agree with Maya Tusi very much on this.
Mara Tusi.
You shouldn't be supporting and pushing
political
parties.
You're mentioning everybody I've been saying tonight.
And giving support and credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Now, I have been behind Advance to try and push things forward very much with, not just with Advance UK, just like yourself, Jeff, but also to hold the feet of reform to the fire. But at the same time, I then thought, okay, well, that's it. There's only the... You know,
Andre Walker.
That's and then Nick Tanconi comes along, you go, oh.
I put my political side together, the people that should need to be in the political, the people that need to be in the media, and the people that need to be in the
Christian heritage,
project, and the Christianity and all of these same things,
and the individual being
and the free speech side and that.
Christ.
Which was you.
And you're insisting that whoever leads this country should be a Christian
America, Paul Ford.
Christian again, Okay.
Danny.
Hey, hypothetically, even if Nick is not the man, hypothetically, he is not the man. He might be pointing towards somebody who is.
I put people in the together in
the right man comes along. So sorry, I'm doing a lot of singing the praises of Nick Tanconi here, but he doesn't get enough of a mention. To be honest with you,
I like Nick.
There we go.
And I've already said that, mate. I like Nick.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I like Nick.
Yep.
Now, Small Spark Big Fire says, "Hi Jeff and Richard, everyone. Can I just ask, do you do
I have
this
said
every day
Rupert Lowe to be the Prime Minister.
Anyway, you're doing a great job of keeping up with what's happening.
I mean, I like
Ben
Libby.
Yes, we do aim now to be 5:45 every day. We try.
But I have to go over Ben Libby to Rupert Lowe.
And it always conflicts with
It's because I'm not being funny, but Rupert Lowe is English like myself.
Unless we were together at 4 o'clock in the
and
morning.
I think
and then when you insist, you all go up at 4
for.
o'clock in the morning to watch it. So, but
someone English like me that's on the same sort of pages.
And we just jump
might be older
online,
than me,
which
might
we do
not be
occasionally, or
rich
something
or
crops up,
anything.
which means there's a delay. Because there may be some big announcement
someone
coming, and we haven't got
singing
time
the
to
same
prepare and stuff
lines.
like that. But generally, 5:45 is where we will
on
be.
saving the country.
5:45. Remember, 5:45.
Yeah. Okay, so Lord Viking, except for Sundays,
and I did say Rupert Lowe
Saturdays and
to
Sundays,
be the first Prime Minister.
We tend to try and move towards having
get
weekends
everything
off
in
because
order.
we do virtually live this.
Ben Libby to be Foreign
But we do
Secretary.
also, at the same time,
Nick Tilsley, I want to be Deputy Prime Minister. I want him to be next to Rupert Lowe.
We might put something up on the Saturday around then.
To be honest with you,
but
so
yeah,
that's
we're
what I
trying to
want
keep
him
as
to
regular as
be.
possible, damn it.
Because I think
There we
Nick
go.
would be after Rupert Lowe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now
I
we
think
come on to
Nick
some
needs that little
interesting news.
of-
You'll like this little snippet.
Oh, go on.
To very
Because
little
he's only
fanfare,
youngish.
very little
and
fanfare,
Rupert Lowe
a fifth
is
person
very
has been
educated
arrested
and very.
in connection
He's
with
been in the government
all
power a
those
long
arson
time.
attacks in May last
And I
year
think
on property
Nick
connected
needs
to
that
our
guidance
Prime
from
Minister,
Rupert Lowe
Keir
to
Starmer.
doing that.
Do you
to
remember
be
that?
The
Do you
Prime
remember that
Minister
car
in maybe
going there?
10 years'
And
time.
a couple of
10 years.
houses, properties and all this sort of thing. And everyone's
Could be less
what's
than that.
going
You know,
on here? Well,
You
a
know,
fifth
but
person has been arrested over this.
Huh?
What?
And this person,
I would think I would like
Hang on a second. As long as
Rupert
this
to be the
person
Prime
isn't
Minister,
a young Ukrainian
Ben
male
Levy to be
or
the Foreign
that kind of thing,
Secretary
then, yeah, because otherwise I
for
wouldn't
deportation
believe it. Go
about
on.
Pakistan and everything.
no,
Because Ben Levy's
it's,
the best
the
one at
latest
that one.
arrest is a 19-year-old
Yeah.
man from Harlow, Essex.
Tommy
But nothing further
Robertson,
than
I'd like
that.
to be the Lord Mayor.
Now,
I'd like
of
him
the
to take over
five,
Sadiq Khan's job.
3 of the men,
So,
2 Ukrainians and 1
Like I said
Romanian,
before. I
have
don't
been
want anyone
charged
else to be Lord Mayor. I want
and
Tommy
await
Robertson.
trial, having entered pleas of not
I want Tommy
guilty.
Robertson to look after London
And one of the
and
5 was released with no
the
charge.
police force.
But apart
do
from
all of
that,
that,
and
what
their
Sadiq
names,
Khan does.
little appears to be known about all of this. And the
And to
press
make
has
our
been
country
quite
great like that
coy
again.
for some reason about getting stuck in like they
I
normally
was going
do.
to say, because
Can
Tommy
you
Robertson
imagine
gets
if, I
stuck
don't
into
know,
all
one
of that
the
and he can deal with all of
people on
that.
the right was involved, if it was a Tory
I
or a
can't deal with that.
reformer or
Don't be daft.
an
I mean, I wish I
advanced
could.
UK type person involved, would you reckon the press, it would be daily news, wouldn't it, from when you
And
get
we
up to
could
when
have
you went to bed?
a person's help
well,
Anyway,
Jeff,
I
of
think
that
that-
certain person.
Yeah.
I am surprised though
Called
that this
Elon
is a
Musk.
young man.
Thank you very much to
I mean, I
Elon Musk.
wasn't.
If
I
they
mean,
could
a
get
young
together
man,
and Elon Musk
good
could
grief,
help,
there's all this speculation. I mean, the others were
You
all
know,
young men
throw
as well.
a little bit of his hand in his pocket
So
and give us
another
a bit of
young
help
man,
with that.
19, that's awfully young.
We'll be very, very grateful. We'll
Awfully
be
young.
very, very grateful.
Yes, I hope.
Well, the others were a bit
I
older than
can't
that.
say it. Yeah,
Well,
I know.
yeah,
I know.
if they could give them help to
But
put
they're still young
together and
men, for
everything,
goodness sake,
yeah,
and, you know.
would
I mean,
be
what's
very
the
grateful because
association
that,
with
they
Keir
would
Starmer?
make it
What
would
will
make
he
the
say? I don't
best
think
Prime
possibly
Minister
comment.
team
Is there any
going
association? I
ever.
can't even say if there is, but
Come
I wonder
on.
what
No.
that would be.
Except to the property that
It'll
seemed
be
to be
the most
connected. And that's
uncorrupted
why
team
the
we've ever
terrorist
met.
branch are involved.
And that's what we've
because
need to
of that.
find, the most uncorrupted
Yeah.
team we've ever
And I
met.
think the courts
We
will
don't
be
want the most
packed
corrupted people we've
when
ever
the first of these
met
men
them.
end up in
Now
the
we need
dock.
to, I was going to say, now we need to
And as
reverse
they've made
that.
pleas of not guilty, then they have to have a proper trial with evidence and
And now we need
argument,
to go back to the
motive,
people that are not
and
corrupted.
all the reasons will come out.
Get the people that are
And so far,
genuinely.
these
Genuine.
3 charged
It's not like anybody's not done anything wrong and
are
nobody
due
made
to
any
face the
mistakes
Old
or anything.
Bailey on the 27th
We're
of
saying that are
April.
not corrupted. There's a difference.
A good day to note
In
in the
making a
diary, I
mistake
think.
and being
What
a
say you? I
corrupted.
might have to turn up at the Old Bailey
Mm.
and see what goes on.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Mm.
I mean, I
That's what
have
I'd say.
heard.
Because,
I
like
mean,
I said, there's a
some
difference.
interesting links between Starmer and Ukraine. I can't remember
Yeah.
who said it. It was in an
Starmer,
interview. Was it
Ukraine,
Andrew
there's
Bridgen?
lots with him.
I can't remember, but I think there was somebody who said there was some links between Starmer and Ukraine and some pretty hideous forms of trafficking, I think it was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
I
we
don't
couldn't-
know.
Can't possibly comment on that.
Yeah.
Gay
all I'm
bastard.
saying is that people have said this, and I'm just,
Yes.
I have no idea. I mean, the validity
Yeah,
of all
what
these things.
surprise,
Probably
man.
absolute nonsense, of course, yeah, I mean, it's coming from Andrew
And that's
Bridgen.
why we need
Andrew
someone like
Bridgen is
Rupert
the one
Lowe.
who said that, the
Ben Levy to be the
armed
Home
Jeffrey
Secretary,
Costa-
the person
He
foreign
wasn't
secretary,
saying
the one that deals with all
He
the
thought he
migration.
wasn't saying
Dear me.
Yeah,
We need
he
Ben
was
Levy for that
saying
part because he's the best one to deal with that.
He did, Jeff.
Yeah,
And I mean,
he really is.
Oh wait, hang on. Yeah.
He's
Maybe
the best one
it
to
wasn't
deport people.
So. Anyway, Jeff,
And
sorry,
with
Richard.
Rupert Lowe being the government, the Prime Minister,
Yes. So there
Ben
you go.
Levy
We have this
and
little
Nick,
thing coming up.
people and things will be
And,
coming up and we will get the
I always
country back.
worry when things like this happen. I mean, 3
And with Tommy Robson
young
being
men in
Lord
prison
Mayor,
waiting for a
that's the
court
plan.
case
That's why
that
I've
involves
put
the head
them
of-
together.
the
But
head of the government
they're
of the whole
together,
nation.
but Tommy Robson is the Lord Mayor.
Yeah,
I want him to take
could
over
be
Sadiq Khan's
interesting
job.
if it gets that far.
Yeah, You're putting anybody else
If
in
you get
front.
my drift.
No, it's Tommy Robinson
Yes.
that I want to be Lord Mayor
Mike,
of the
Alden
country.
said my IQ
Of,
test
of,
results came back.
London and the country. Of the police, of the... I want Tommy
Yes,
Robinson
that's
to
a
be able
good
to
one.
be
That's
that
a good one.
person.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
and he
went,
can be.
my doctor's called me in and he said, well, we've
And
done your
don't
brain
tell me he
scan,
can't. Just look at
but we
Sadiq
couldn't
Khan.
find anything.
He don't find fucking does anything.
That's true,
Actually,
that's what he said to me.
I once had a test. I did actually have once of a test where.
And he can be a good
long
Lord
story
Mayor with
why
a bit of
what test
training
was
from
having
Nick
done, but
and Ben
part of the
Labib
test
and
was
Rupert
the
Lowe
psychologist came
to
in
Tommy
and she
Robson,
said,
a little
"Okay,
bit of
so I've got
training
you,
from
because
them
one-
three
I don't know
people,
why
a
I
bit
had
of
to go through all
backup
this, but
from
anyway.
them three people,
So
and
we
them
have
three
here
people
a,
together
I
with
have
Tommy
here some
Robson. I
apparatus.
reckon the country
And
might
in this
get it
apparatus,
sorted.
I'm going to ask you to
If
work
not,
out
we'll have to
a
go
few
back to
things.
my
And I
next
said, oh,
plan.
hang on a second. So you're going to ask me
My
to
next
move
plan.
that from there to there, to move that into
It's the
there,
only, if
without
they can't get
touching all
together,
those
then
things
there's
there.
only one last option.
And
Because otherwise England's gone.
to do it without
England's gone if
actually
we don't
moving
get it
anything
together.
on that line there. And she went, huh, you
And this
see
is
this
life or
test
death. We're
before,
gone
didn't
if
you?
we
I thought,
don't get
no,
Labour
but I'm
out
looking
these
at
together.
it, and I'm just
You
looking
got
at all
Ben
the
Labib
pieces
and
you
Rupert
have
Lowe,
there,
really,
and I
back together.
extrapolated that is the only test
I'm
that
going
this
to say
thing
that
could
this is
possibly
fucking life or
produce.
death.
And she said, well,
For
the
Britain.
record of passing
We
this
don't
test
get
and
Ben
doing this
Labib
was
together.
in
This life or death, really.
2 minutes. You have just instantly done it. I thought,
I've
yes,
got one
that
last
is
option
correct.
if we don't get them
That
together.
is correct. And I think it was somehow linked with IQ
And that probably won't be able
intelligence.
to do it
I don't know,
either.
but maybe that means I'm just so stupid that it
Yeah.
just popped out at me. Yeah,
But the
there we
last
go.
option,
Yeah,
if I can't
sorry,
get
mate,
them
I just
together,
like, mate, yeah.
because there's no one
Yeah,
else in
yeah,
England that
Sort
can
of
deal
tell
with
you or
this.
something.
Nah, there's
Yeah,
no one else apart
actually,
from them
I'm
that
gonna-
can do
I'm
it.
gonna
They have
tell
to
you-
be
I'll
together
tell
though
my
to deal with
story
it.
now
Can't be on
about
their
that
own
sort of
because
thing.
they're not strong
When
enough.
I was in the military, we were.
So they need to be
the war.
them
I was in the
people
war,
together.
when I was in the war,
And then become as one. Together as
They
one.
put us in one of these tanks and sucked all the
And
air
that'll
out
be a
of it
strong
to
force
simulate
together.
being at,
Them
height in an
together,
aircraft when the-
Rupert
when-
Lowe,
when
Ben
the oxygen
Labib,
goes, you know,
Nick,
when the
and
depressurisation
Tommy
takes
Robson
place.
together
And they allowed it
as
to
a
happen,
team
and then they gave you a
to get,
test.
well,
And it
more or
was
less as
simple
a team.
tests, like you know
Obviously,
those
they'll all
babies'
operate
balls with the little
separate
shapes
parts,
that you push into the
but
little,
they'll become as a
little
team
holes,
to work with
you
the
know,
government,
cross and the
which will
circle
be
and the
Ben
little moon.
Rupert Lowe.
They give you that
Yeah.
and say, right,
And
what
then
we're gonna do
it will
is
work.
put all those
But
in
without
there.
them doing that, then it won't
And I
work.
tell you what,
And I'll tell you
no
what,
oxygen,
no
your
oxygen,
brain
nothing,
starts
they'll be
shutting
dead.
down, and there's just no way. You're just fumbling. And they give you a test, you know, add those 2 3-figure numbers together, give you a piece of paper with 2 numbers on it, and you go, and you're looking at it, go, sort of, what's
Watch
this, you know? Then they repressurize everything, you bring you back, you know, it's simple.
Yeah.
But,
The only
no,
one problem with
very
this story, though,
dangerous.
Jeff,
Yeah.
there's only one problem with this story, though, is actually they went on to Jeff later and they actually said, actually, we didn't really suck the air out, it was a placebo.
That's right.
Yeah. I said it could give you a placebo as well, yeah. Or it could give me an injection.
Now, I watched a GB News report today, aghast at what this young university student was saying. No, he wasn't railing at the state for not being woke enough or blaming the far right for the nation's woes. No, he is the president of the Reform UK University Society, hitting out at Marxist students and lecturers protesting against the formation of the Students for Reform Society. And Dylan Gaddick said that his university, Sussex, was a mere left-wing echo chamber. And he said this: the reason I've set this society up is because it's been so important. In my 3 years in uni so far, my lecturers are all Marxists. All these students, it's just a complete left-wing echo chamber. It's been dominated by one voice. And he went on to say, and so I thought this whole time we have to actually create some sort of opposition where people can actually feel comfortable to raise their opinions. Because at university it needs to encourage people to actually speak up on what they believe in. But that goes for both sides. Because he's just fed up with it just being this one-sided, left-wing only thing. And so he set this up, and actually, to be fair, he says that the university because the law
We've
has
had
told
enough.
them
Well,
to,
the law has told
has
us we
been
need to
very
get rid of them.
level-field-minded and allowed them to go
We've
ahead with it.
gone for themselves. Bye.
So, you're thinking, well, okay, that seems
Take
fine.
illegals and all
But
the rest that they brought here with
from
them.
the woke left within the establishment, within the
Can't stay
the
here.
educational establishment, has been far from cordial or understanding.
Exactly.
Not only have they called the reform group fascist, they also want it
brought them from.
Completely missing the irony that it is the fascists that ban opposition. So those Marxist lefty woke types are really
They should
the
say to
actual
kids if
fascists.
they take something, you say, go and
And the
put that
reform
back
group
exactly
has
where you got
been
it
met
from.
with calls for
You take that
violence
from there, put
against
it back where you got it from,
Yes.
will you?
with Dylan Gaddick saying that despite reporting
You can't
these
stay
people
here, you have to go
to
back
the
to where you came
authorities,
from.
so far the authorities
Yeah,
have
that's
failed
what I
to
said back in the
condemn
60s,
the violent
70s.
comments
You
which
can't
have
stay
called
here, you'll have to
for
go back from where you came
those
from.
reformers
You can't
to be
leave
set
that
on
here.
fire,
You'll have to
beaten
put
to death
that
with
back
hammers
from where it came
and all
from.
sorts.
Put that back from where it came
So
from.
he said, we're really just hoping some action can be taken.
Yeah.
This just shows how
And the
far the
action can
woke
be
Marxists
taken.
will go in pushing their agenda
In
together
pushing their
with their
agenda.
hardline Islamist friends.
Because they
Don't
want to
forget,
rush into
they're
Russia.
all of the same ilk. Isn't it about time that it was those groups and their
Isn't